Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett and thank you for spending some time with me today because in this video, we're talking about some home decor that nobody needs to buy in 2025. Now, one of the first things you don't need, or I just have the baseline expectation of things being better, and this is not one of them, are single-sided pillows. And what I mean by single-sided pillow is a pillow that is not double-sided, where the pattern does not continue on the back of it, like it's just on the front, and then we have like a solid color on the back. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's 2025. Like, we can get it together. You can do something nice, okay? You know, like these manufacturers, these home companies, these brands, whatever. It better be double-sided or it can stay on the shelf. I don't love that because I just think we can do better. We can do like an all-encompassing thing. I want to see, you know, that beautiful design from every side. If I'm paying for it, it better be a 10 out of 10. Now, most of your box retail stores are probably not going to have this because like they're just going to cheap out and do the most affordable thing. And that's okay for some of the like background, neutral, generic pillows. But when it comes to that special moment, okay, the pillow that's like tying everything together, that has all of the colors you need, you may have to go with a special or a custom order. And that's okay. We want to have a little bit of high-low in the space. So get the more affordable pillows for, you know, the basic ones, and then splurge and treat yourself to some things that really set the tone. And you could go to small shops. If you have upholstery shops near you, they'll always make you a pillow. Usually they will always make you a pillow. If you have great fabric, a seamstress, I'm sure is going to be more than happy to do it for you. You can also go on Etsy. I get a lot of the pillows I look for on Etsy, and I absolutely love that because there's a lot of designer fabrics out there you can get the pillows in, so you have a lot of options. You can tie all your colors together. But do not be caught slipping because I will notice, okay? I see these things immediately. I don't love a single-sided pillow, and if you're going to do that, it had better have like 1 or 2 steps above. It needs to be piped, it needs to have some sort of detail, it needs to have some sort of interesting little element to it. Even some of the like, you know, really affordable, budget-friendly ones on Amazon that are linked in my Amazon storefront are actually double-sided because like that's just where things are at. So do not let me catch you with that single-sided pillow because I'm gonna tell you to take it out of your cart and put it back. It's not good enough for you, not good enough for us in 2025. Another piece of home decor that you do not need to buy in 2025, we're done with, we're over, it needs to be better, is small pieces of artwork and 8x10 frames. Now, there's a time and a place for it. I will give you that. Like some walls are just the appropriate size and scale for that piece of art, but you know, I don't want you to go to the store and be like, this is so great, it's so amazing, I need a piece of art, and you get a little teeny tiny little thing and try and hang it over your sofa because it's not big enough. It just doesn't fit the space. An 8x10, you either do on a gallery wall or you do on a wall that is very narrow. Like if you have 2 windows next to each other, maybe you have a small wall in between them, that'll fit there, stack 2 or 3 of them together. Those sorts of things are what you need to be doing with small pieces of artwork. Leave them at the store if you don't have the space for them because we need something that is a little oversized and larger scale. That's what's gonna make your home feel a bit more modern, no matter what your style is. It doesn't matter if you have a really traditional style and you like those classic pieces. You know, I like a really strong mix of things in my home, but large scale artwork is what's going to give your home that modern look and feel and make it feel like it's current, like it's relevant, like it's interesting, like it's chic and sophisticated. And this is also a great renter-friendly hack to use oversized artwork so you don't have to paint your walls, but you still get all of that color in the space. That's a really good tip to consider. And if you're going to go for those smaller pieces of artwork, look for sculpture, look for things that are interesting, things that have texture, and things that just make sense in the space. The biggest takeaway I want you to get when it comes to artwork in your home is it just needs to fit the scale of the wall. Let's do something beautiful, chic, sophisticated, and that makes sense. Now, if you're struggling with any of the aspects of your home when it comes to design, I am at your service. You can always book a one-on-one interior design consultation with me where I can look at your space and answer any of those questions you may have. Check out the link in the description box down below or go to intro.co/GarrettLeChic. Another piece of home decor nobody needs and you need to take out of your cart and put back on the shelf because we're done with it are what I would call tchotchkes. Little things, little teeny tiny trinkets and little, you know, just stuff, just little things. I don't like little decor pieces. Now, there is a caveat there, of course, there always is, but if you're traveling and you want to pick up a little something, if you collect things and they're, you know, little somethings, okay, do it, fine. That's the exception because that's taking it out of the realm of decor, right? This is actually like important things, meaningful things, things that have memory and are personal to you. That's fine. I like to corral those pieces together. So I have a curio cabinet in my living room that I would put those things into so I don't have lots of little things out that I have to dust and that are looking busy and like visual static. So I'm going to look for larger pieces of decor. I want them to be more substantial so that I need less of them. That's also going to modernize your space a little bit and get you maybe a little bit of that minimal aesthetic because you don't have a ton of clutter all over the place. We have bigger things, so we need less of them. Those bigger things are going to be more impactful. We can use them to tie colors in together, or we can use them to actually function as something. An example of that would be a large vase, a storage box, a decorative storage box. Always great. Those are really good things to have. Even if you're gonna get candles, get an oversized candle, something a little bigger. If you're gonna get a coffee table book, get a large one. Those are all things that you can bring into your space, just up the scale of them a little bit so they're bigger and they make more sense. And it's like, we wanna mix the size of things too, even if you're talking about throw pillows. Not saying don't have those smaller pieces, but I'm saying unless they're actually meaningful and important, you don't need to have them. They're not really adding anything into the space other than being a little bit of clutter. So if it's personal, it breaks the rule and that's fine and I love it. But if it's not, it's time to up the scale of it and up the ante in your space. A little off topic here, but I will get the comments about it. People saying like, why are you wearing a sweater? Isn't it so hot in Vegas? Actually, it's a cool day. It's only 94 out. And if you wanted a little pro tip, just don't come to Vegas during the summer, okay? We're having a break in the heat. It's usually 110 right now, so I'm getting away with it and the AC is on, but that's beside the point. If you're gonna come to Vegas, just don't come in the summer. The other 9 months of the year are beautiful, perfect, and we would love to have you, but now is probably not the time to be here, if I'm being honest. Unless you love the heat, because then it's a 10 out of 10. Speaking of a 10 out of 10, what's not, and you don't need to buy in 2025, is beige decor. Beige is, I hesitate to call it a color because beige is more of an understanding. It's more of a vibe. It's more of a feeling, right? But yes, you can buy things that are the color beige and that's fine. But I don't want you to buy more beige decor. You don't need more beige decor. There's plenty of it. You've got enough of it. We need to have a little something extra there. So when you're out looking for decor, I personally am going to look for things that are colors that tie everything together, okay? Like make a reference point of like 3 different colors in 3 different ways. Accessories and decor are some of the best places to do that. I'm also gonna look for things that are either earth tones, wood tones, metal tones that work with what I already have, that tie things in together and make sense. I don't want a lot of things that are just like, that standard neutral color that matches everything. Beige is a safe color to go with for certain pieces. You want a beige sofa? Get a beige sofa. Okay, love it. It's gonna be neutral, change season to season with it. Like we can do all sorts of stuff. Great, okay? But when it comes to the accessories and the decor and even the artwork, does it all have to be beige? Is that the aesthetic you're going for? You're going for a bowl of oatmeal? You're going for a loaf of bread? I love the carbohydrates for you, but we need a little protein in the mix, don't we? So let's add in a little bit of color or at least some variation. Okay, if you don't want beige decor everywhere, but you don't want color, go with like a camel tone. Go with a chocolate brown. Give us some depth here. Give us a little something. I'm just tired of beige. Y'all, I'm tired of beige. I am so over it. We can do better than that. I mean, that's monochromatic. And while I do appreciate that as a color scheme, I just feel like neutrals and monochromatic are a little meh. We can do a little bit better. So introduce some color gradually into your space in soft tones and ways. A rug is a good place to do this. Throw pillows and blankets are great places to do this because you can get a pillow cover and you keep your old pillow insert. It's just like a budget-friendly way to test out the waters and see what's there. But don't do everything all beige. I know it's tempting and I know you see it and it's like super aesthetic, but that's all it is and you will get tired of it quickly because it says nothing about you and it's a little bit boring. So let's elevate it and do a little something different. I'm always gonna look out for you and I'm always gonna tell you how to do these things. So if you are finding value in the content, if you've made it this far in the video, I'd appreciate if you took a moment and hit that subscribe button and joined us. I'd also greatly appreciate if everyone watching could give this video a like. Now, something else you don't need to buy, nobody needs to buy, and quite frankly, it's a travesty and we can avoid it, is a geometric bedding set. Bedding sets are not all created equal. And I honestly, a bedding set, if I'm being perfectly honest, like a pattern bedding set, it's giving polyester. And I don't love that. So let's be careful here. But a geometric bedding set always looks a little juvenile, not youthful, not energetic, juvenile, and a little unsophisticated. So these are things that we should avoid. It gives you that like, I bought a bedding set, it all came in a bag and I got it on sale energy. And while I love that you got it on sale, I don't love the rest of that energy. So let's set that aside and elevate a little bit. These geometric bedding sets are very bold, they're very graphic, and the same thing goes for a geometric rug. I've talked about that before too. I just don't love that. I want something that has a little bit more of that classic reference, that has a little bit more of a gradient, or like a refined solid color with a little bit of softness to the actual tone of the color. Those are things that are gonna make your house look relaxing, expensive, luxurious, not this sort of thing where it's like, hey, I bought something brand new, it makes it look better, doesn't it? That's not always the case. Sometimes it's all about just using what you have and elevating that in a way and adding in some solids. Before you go for a geometric, let's go for something solid. Now, a floral you can get away with a little bit, but we just need to be careful of what the floral is. Something large scale, probably won't make sense, and it has a youthful feeling to it. So in a little girl's room, okay, we could do that, but you know, like in your mature adult bedroom, probably like let's avoid that. Something smaller scale will be a little bit better. Mix in some solids, give me like a blanket at the foot of the bed to break up the pattern a little bit. Let's layer some pillows behind those shams with the pattern to break it up. But those solid, like those hardcore, those really graphic, geometric patterns, I'm sorry, but they're just not giving what they need to be given. It's just not doing what you think it is. Let's avoid that. And if I'm being also perfectly honest, I prefer just high quality over everything. I'll go for a solid. I don't care if it's all white. I don't care if it's a mix of colors. I just want to go for something that's really beautiful quality and very durable. That's what I'm looking for more so than what is this adding into the space and do I need a pattern or another detail here? No, we can layer, we can add in a throw blanket, a little accent pillow, and the bed is going to look really good if it's made nicely. You don't have to go over the top with the pattern or the colors of the bedding to really make it look good or luxurious. If you go to a hotel, you might get something that's like a little bit more, you know, over the top, and it's like a two-toned white stripe on the bedding, okay? And actually it's not even two-toned, it's just in the weave of the material. So that's what you're gonna get, that's what looks luxurious, and that's what you should be looking for in your home. Solid bedding or something with a refined pattern to it. Let's not go for any of these like, you know, I bought the bedding set and it's a geometric pattern things because they're holding you back. Now, in my opinion, this next thing goes without saying, but it needs to be said because some of you need to hear it, is that you do not need to buy in 2025 crystal decor. And by that, I don't mean like beautiful cut crystal. I don't mean if you collect Swarovski, you need to get rid of it. Like, you can have it, okay? I still have cut crystal in my house. I love a crystal chandelier and you will never get me to take them down. But what you don't need is anything that looks like a plastic crystal or fake crystal decor, those sorts of things, that like glam aesthetic. We can pull back from that a little bit. If you like that glam aesthetic, let's look more towards something that is actually glamorous, synonymous with glamour, like Hollywood Regency. Much better, more elevated. This kind of like crystal glam decor, like we don't need tufted pieces of furniture with little crystals in them, and we don't need accessories and decor that it's like, oh, look at, there's some crystals glued into there. Like, it doesn't look good, it doesn't look expensive to me. It looks cheap if I'm being honest. On top of this, like, in addition to the crystal decor, you also don't need glitter decor. And I think it goes without saying, but glitter is like microplastic as is, and we already don't need any more of that. But the glitter decor is not giving what you think it is. It's giving to me, is it plastic? It looks mass produced, it looks cheap. I don't like that. And it comes in a lot of different ways. You can find like, you know, glitter that's embedded into plastic, or, you know, glitter that's supposed to look like metal and it just looks like glitter to me. And glitter artwork. These are all things that I just don't think you need to bring into your home. And I know that it's like fun for a kid's bedroom or a little girl's bedroom sometimes that you have that, but like, if I'm being honest, you can do things that are so much better and cuter and more fun that don't involve any of this like tacky, ugly, cheap looking stuff. Let the kids have fun. Let them make some things on their own before you put this into their spaces. When I'm out shopping, like let's say I'm going to Home Goods, okay? I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna be like, oh, you know, like let's go look at the crystal section because I love crystal. I love a cut crystal piece, okay? I'm looking for brands that I can identify with, like, you know, oh, is that Waterford? I'll buy it then. Or I'm gonna look for something that's really interesting, really unique, something large scale and big that gives me that look, but I'm not gonna look for like, oh, this little dainty little crystal thing is so cute. And no, I don't want any of that. I'm not gonna look for like, oh, a vase that has, you know, crystals embedded in it. I don't want any of that. Or like a tray that has, no, none of that stuff. I don't need a decorative storage box that looks like crystal and glitter. It doesn't look good. It's not giving what needs to be given. Elevate, look for honest and natural materials or authentic materials, noble materials. Those are not things that you're gonna say like, oh yeah, I don't like this, just toss it out, donate it somewhere. Those are things you're gonna like long-term because they're natural, and it may also be something that you could potentially sell down the line and get a little bit of your money back. Now that you know some of this decor you don't need to buy in 2025, let's talk about some of the things you're doing in your home that are making it look cheap so we can really elevate it. Be sure you check out that video right over here, and I will see you over there.